Hey everyone, it's Jenna from Canadian Beats Media. I'm joined today by Liam Mackenzie from the Victoria-based band Liam Mackenzie and the Moondogs via our latest segment of Zoomies. Welcome, Liam.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So first off, care to introduce the band to our listeners?
Okay, the band is comprised of myself and Andrew Lang is lead guitars. Um, James Troy is drums. We have a part-time keys guy, Chris Van Sickle, and our bass player just kind of left.
Okay.
So we're looking to fill that spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've unveiled your new EP. Tell us a bit about that and the writing process behind the release.
Okay. We're working with a PR company right now. So we're kind of we did our first EP ourselves, released it all at once. All 4 songs are just out there. I can't remember what they called it. It was a trickle down or a waterfall release. So it's 1 song a month. Thought this. We were band of the month at the Zone 91.3 last August, I think. So one of the singles or one of the songs on the EP was released last year, but we decided to keep it in here for this EP. The writing process. So sorry. Here we go with rambling again. It's 1 song a month. We've got 1 more song to release that comes out with the EP on the 20th or 19th of May. Let's see, the writing process. All of the songs were written by me. I take them to the band. They kind of put their own spin on it, except for the one that's being released, which is called Hazy Jane. And that was written by our previous bass player, Luke Renshaw. And it was an old song from one of his previous bands. And we kind of incorporated it into our way of doing things.
Okay.
Yeah, the writing process is just kind of, I get a melody in my head and then I sit down with a guitar and maybe come up with lyrics, and maybe something's happened to me, maybe something hasn't happened to me. I just kind of write when I feel inspired, and that's how those 4 songs came about.
Okay. So describe your sound in 3 words.
Oh no.
Oh,
Rock and roll.
well, that's 3 words. What's the best thing about being a musician in the Victoria area?
Next. Oh man. I guess I don't want to put my foot in my mouth. I would say that the best thing is playing with the guys that I play with and living where I live. I get to do, it's a quick commute. I get to play with I've known Andrew Lang and Luke since I was about 15. So, and they were in bigger bands when I was growing up, and they would sneak me into bars and put leather jackets on me and aviators and give me a guitar case and sneak me in and say he's like road crew or whatever. So getting to play with those guys, I think for me, it doesn't matter where you are really, but it's just the guys who you play with or the people you play with, and getting to play with like pretty amazing musicians is quite a privilege. So, and we've known each other for years, so that's probably my favorite thing.
Okay. Do you have any upcoming shows to tell us about?
I think we're on the bill for Fernfest. I can't remember. I just got an email saying they're switching the date.
Okay.
So it's either Friday, June 16th or Saturday the 17th, but we're also shooting a music video here on Pender, I think, on the 18th. So that's kind of up in the air. A friend of mine who has a farm down here on Pender, this will be the 3rd year we put together a festival. We call it Shit Hooks and Shenanigans.
Okay.
It started out as a way to give back to all the frontline workers and the people like during the pandemic, because we got that one window, I think it was in 2020, where they like opened things up where you could have like small gatherings of people who were like, fuck it, let's just put on this show. It's going to be real DIY. I think the first year there was 70 people. Last year there was probably 150. Hoping for more this year, but that's going on. That's on Labor Day weekend, I think Saturday, September 2nd.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So tell your friends there's camping, cheap camping. You come down, it's exactly what it sounds like. Shit hooks and shenanigans. Don't ask me what a shit hook is.
Okay. The next 5 questions are just for fun. So if you were able to tour with any 2 Canadian bands or artists, who would you choose?
Canadian bands?
Yeah.
I think that I would like to tour with, oh, I really like the Trues.
Hmm.
Um, and we opened up last year at a festival for John Fogerty and Big Sugar, and I had always seen Big Sugar. Grew up listening to them. They're always on the radio. I'd never seen them live, but seeing them live, it was like, holy shit! So I would love to get a chance to play with Big Sugar. They were fucking amazing. So I guess the Trues and Big Sugar for 2 Canadian bands, just off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song to cover?
I like to cover old R&B songs that are kind of unknown, because at the core, rock and roll music is black rhythm and blues music. So we do one, it's an Ike and Tina Turner song called I'm Yours. That's probably my favorite. It's kind of unknown, but we do it up a bit bigger. Trying to sing Tina Turner is a fucking challenge to say the least, but a challenge is good.
Yeah,
And when you have that one night where you get all of it and you can hit her notes, that's really fun.
for sure.
So that's probably my favorite song to
Okay.
cover.
Okay. What's your dream vacation destination?
Probably somewhere in Mexico that I can surf. If I can go to Mexico, we went down to Cerritos Beach last year and it was just beautiful. And it was getting more developed, but it was still kind of a hippie surfer dirt road, still semi unknown. And we met some great people down there and we had a great time. And it was made all cooler by the fact that the bartender at this one bar was playing our video whenever we walked in. So that was really nice.
That's
I love
awesome.
Mexico. I love all things Mexico. My mom taught English in Mexico City and took me to Mexico as a kid and always made me learn Spanish. I've always had a pretty deep appreciation for the Mexican culture and way of life. And then tacos and tequila, you can't beat that. So, and if there's surf,
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Who was the first Canadian artist to catch your attention growing up?
damn. Well, my mom she was pretty encouraging with my music. And I think I remember turning like 14 and I kind of just got into Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin. And then it was my birthday and she'd made me breakfast and there was a package there on the table and it was Neil Young live at Massey Hall. It was 1971 or two or three or something like that. And then so, yeah, Neil Young he got his hooks in me pretty good when I was pretty young. I'd probably say Neil Young.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the first for sure. And then the Last Waltz. Oh, I guess I could keep going, but we're not going to ramble.
And last question is, with barbecue season upon us, what's your favorite food on the barbecue?
Brisket.
That was a quick answer.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, that's it for Zoomies. It's been fun and congrats on the EP.
Thank you.